Welcome to the next series at the Captain's Clash, everybody. And now we're going for Team Madara against Team Liam. And on the left we have a Suljin comp. Oh yeah. You want axe? You're gonna get axe. So, Suljin played by Madara in this first game of the best of 3. We're still in the round robin phase of the tournament. We have Ultralisk on Malthael. Nas is playing Leoric, June on Uther, and Giblets is playing Stukov with Fetid Touch. So we have a double support, Uther doubling as a main tank, and then Suljin for all the range damages. Over on the right side, we have Liam on Blaze, Tremor on Diablo, loves to play that hero, Kelsey on Junkrat, G on Jaina, and Haley is playing Lucio. Let's go! We got a Suljin game! So, let's see which team is able to win this one. Triple frontline, basically. We're not counting Stukov here. Uther main tank, double side lane. We're in Garden of Terror. Our first map. And already one of the Garden Gnomes barely surviving as the action was centering around it. I'm sure... Oh, they already kicked the first one over. They already kicked the first one over right there. I think soon a lot of the others will fall. Oh, Diablo. No. Yeah, they are just not safe. This is not a safe space for Garden Gnomes, Garden of Terror, as the name already indicates. No drafts, by the way, for this series. I already explained it in one of the previous ones, but in the round robin phase, there were usually 2 games, 2 matches played at the same time. I covered one of them live, and the others I cast from replays, or most of them at least, just to get the full coverage out there to everyone watching, also the audience over on YouTube. And guys, the usual drill, if you want to see more Heroes of the Storm, and if you also want to make sure that people see these, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. It really helps with the algorithm. It also helps to suggest these videos to more people that might have played Heroes in the past, for example. Might be able to get them back into the game. So if you haven't done that yet, hit that thumbs up button. And of course, hit that subscribe button too. Thanks in advance. And yeah, let's see. Maybe we're going to get a few more people into the community and back in. It's actually quite surprising how many people write either on Twitch or on YouTube, and are really surprised that there's still competitions going on in the game. Because they gave up as Blizzard back then, officially at least, started to take less interest. And yeah, a lot of those people are actually coming back a little bit. No, not really a whole lot of fights have happened so far, which means that Suljin has only 3 stacks on his level 1. He went into Recklessness as his level 1 choice. So he's going to play around that to try and accelerate the process a little bit. One of the questions that of course needs to be answered as this continues is what his level 7 choice is going to be. If we're just going to see a full-on auto attack Suljin, or if they are going to try to stack up Arcanite Access as well and make a play around that. There's definitely a few different ways how they could start to play this. A bit of a brawl now breaking out at the bottom of the map, and that allows Suljin to get some hits in. The problem is Madara is dead. Yeah, best way to stop someone from stacking. Just kill him, and that's exactly what they did. We have that burst damage from heroes like Gia. Obviously also a very nasty comp when you have stuns and slows and then you're running Lucio. So not only can you just catch up on any opponent that's running away from you, but you can then slow them down, lead into stuns, and really use that to CC to control the fights. The first seed is immediately being channeled here, at least attempted to. So far they haven't been able to grab it just yet. Side laners of course also still making their play. Idea on the red team's, the blue team side is always to try and just facilitate more opportunities for Suljin to properly channel, which is channels levels baseline, get those stacks in, which he's currently trying to do. They have 2 supports behind him to help out with it, and they are using that quite nicely. They don't have enough stacks yet, honestly, but they are pushing in for that seed and try and steal it away. Jaina is able to prevent it from happening for now, but it's getting more and more tricky for the red team to prevent that from happening. Level 7 talents are now available, and our question has been answered. No Arcanite access, instead we get Ferocity, so it's all about the auto attacks for Suljin. Diablo is not gonna have a lot of fun this game, assuming that he's able to get decent stacks together. Tremor will be the priority target, but they are still fighting for that seed now. They're still battling it out on it, trying to get the first one of the game. And they are getting closer and closer. Red team is bringing it back. They're taking control again. Blue team has already been doing this earlier, but now it's just an endless back and forth between the two. Only a single kill so far. We're 4.5 minutes into the game. But there's maybe an opportunity for the blue team to again continue the brawls, help Suljin stacking and walk away with seed number 1. Madara is sitting at 9 stacks, 10 right now. Which honestly, given the amount of little fights that we had, is not even that crazy yet. He wants that range increase. Once he has 15 stacks together, he gets the first reward. And that range increase is going to make things a lot easier for him. Blue team is finally giving up on it though, from the looks of it. And it's just like, alright, this is getting a bit too dicey for us. Let's just move away. And slowly retreat here. Madara already up in the top. Diablo wants him. There's the jet propulsion. Beautiful combo. Absolute top-notch play from the team in red in order to get that kill. That was exceptionally well done. I mean, check this out. They rotate over. Diablo, look at that engage. Goes for the minion. Swaps it into the jet propulsion. And then they just burn Suljin to a ground. That was beautiful. This is exactly how you need to make one of these roaming squads happen and how you can execute a proper, you know, gank. Very well done. And was kill number 2. Helps them to an early level 10, which they now have. So that would allow them to maybe steal the camp. Diablo tries to go onto the point. He's right there. Blue team has to retreat. They can't possibly stay here. That is just suicide. They're committing honorable Sudoku here if they're staying longer. Ultralisk, for example, with Malthael is already in trouble. There's the grab, and Ultralisk is gonna die. The only question is, can he kill Diablo too? And the answer is nope. Was a little bit too late to get the last rides through. Was hoping to grab it as the team got level 10 themselves. That would have been nice. Honestly, if Ultralisk is fast enough with his hotkeys to lock last rights in and then apply to Diablo, then he at least gets a counter kill out of it, but that didn't happen. So things get a bit dicey. 3 kills to 0, the camp stolen. A lot of damage done in the middle as the entire wall has been destroyed, and to be honest, at the bottom of the map the same thing has now happened too. So they are starting to get a lot of structural damage in as well. But level 10 changes the dynamic. And also, on top of that, we're now looking at a situation in which Suljin is dangerously close to his first quest reward. That's going to make things much, much easier to get additional stacks then for his baseline. The final reward at 30 stacks, honestly, if you don't go for Arcanite access, it's still helpful, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't do anything for you, but it's not quite the game changer that it oftentimes can be if you're going for Arcanite access in the first place. But then again, we're having now also talking about baseline quests. Jaina, for example, working towards hers. She wants to have that extra ice block and the safety that comes with it. Nice. Entomb plus also the immediate follow-up with the Lurking Arm, facilitating essentially a buried alive. So good for them. The push in the middle, and poof, they're getting a bit more aggressive. And now that he actually has his quest done, or the first quest reward, Madara has a much easier time of following with those hits and getting stacks together. So he's sitting currently on 17. It's actually nothing insane, but he's already at 19,000 damage. So he is starting to bring the numbers into play. Jaina is just half the damage that we are getting from Mephisto, for example. Sorry, from Malthael. But the question will still remain, can Suljin properly scale into the game? Because in the long run, they need him. Which is fairly clear given the comp that they're playing here. If you're playing a double support and then a triple frontline to boot, you really are banking your hopes on your damage dealer being Suljin, at least in the later stages of the game. And again, it's Tremor. That's getting caught here a little bit. Junker is doing a great job, by the way, to just like get Suljin out of fights, that he has a harder time stacking. We've seen that now multiple times, that he's really playing around this and uses the displacement. He's doing really good job with that. But then again, we have another jet propulsion. Is it another kill against him? The Divine Shield to save the day. The Riptire to follow. There's the barbecue. And Madara survives through all of it. Good for him. That honestly looked like a kill, but they are switching targets and they go for Malthael instead to really falls. Suljin at least survived. so he can continue his stacking progress. But damn, they're getting Uther too. That's 5 kills to 0, and all of a sudden, I mean, Team Liam, they are just executing some of these combos so smooth. It's awesome. In this case, Diablo goes a bit too deep and gets caught, so at least a nice counter kill from the team in blue. But I'm kind of impressed. A lot of these comps, especially the Diablo Blaze combo, works very, very well. Diablo with the engage, Tremor calling the targets, and then Liam follows up with the jet propulsion, which of course essentially just tees things up perfectly for players like Kelsia and Gia to get the damage out with Junkrat and Jaina. So they're doing a great job on this. 5 kills to 1, and we'll see if Suljin is going to be the big game changer for later on in the game. Talking about the objective for just a moment, we haven't really seen too many channels yet, so the seed is still here. We're now 10 minutes into the game, and all that we've seen so far is a single seed taken, and that was earlier by the red team. The blue team is very willing to delay the game a bit. They don't want to rush things too heavily. They're totally okay of not letting the objective becoming a big factor in this game. That's actually part of the plan. The longer this game lasts, the better for them. Madara is scaling, and he's going to be scaling hard. So if they can just slow things down a bit in general, then it should benefit them in the later stages. So you have to still make sure that your opponent doesn't get that seed, but they are totally willing to just slow things down, play through the team fights, ignore the objective a bit, and just keep Suljin stacking as much as they can. So far it hasn't worked as well as they probably intended it to, but we'll see if that is going to change. Trick slap as they are already trying to disengage again over here. Yeah, maybe now. Ultralisk gets attacked again and gets murdered. Ultralisk is gone again. That was kill number 6. So, yeah, 6. Oh, beautiful. The numbing blast. Able to get the CC controlled. Another stun from Diablo with Stukov falling. They're focusing on Uther, and that is both of them gone. Big, big plays now by Team Liam. They can take that second seed, no problem anymore, with only 2 survivors on the blue team side. And of course, they're also now nicely controlling the flow of the game. They have 2 forts destroyed. They have a level lead, more than that even. And they're looking better and better by the minute. Nice damage output by them too. 23,000 now for Jaina, 22,000 from Junkrat. Still not touching the numbers that we're seeing on their opponent's side with the 32,000 for Malthael. I mean, even Suljin is knocking at the 30k. But they are getting the kills. They're coordinating the damage. And it comes back to the calls, the way that they are made. And of course, also the quick coordination around any of these that are made. 8 kills to 1 right now. Leo hasn't died yet. The only one on the blue team side that hasn't fallen yet. Clearly not valuing his trade too much. Hasn't activated it even once so far. Next seed at the bottom of the map. And honestly, this could be the 3rd one. This could now be Garden Terrors. It's already bad enough of a situation for the blue team. But if the Garden Terrors are taken, then it will change things even further. So, Liam is a bit low. Yeah, has to bunker up. Rest of the team is not going for it. He's trying to survive, but gets killed by the last rights. But it, of course, means that a lot of defenders are missing at the top lane, which costs the blue team now another fort. Team Madara is definitely starting to bleed here. They get that tribute or the seed at the bottom of the map. Totally different concept than on Cursed Hollow. Has nothing to do with each other. Seeds, tributes. It's not remotely the same, guys. Like, it's not even close to the same. It's totally different. Like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Blizzard with very unique maps and concepts around the objectives on those maps. I'm honestly a little bit worried because Madara is just not getting the stacks that he needs for the late game. 13 minutes in, he's sitting at 26. They are playing a very sustained team that allows them to be aggressive, and he's just still not able to get those auto attacks worked in properly. This is a recklessness Suljin, by the way. So we have recklessness on level 1 and he's sitting at 26 stacks. That's just not enough. Couple of attempts to get more hits in here. There's the slow, they get the root, maybe now a bit more, at least get the 30 going. But they're not quite there yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's doing damage, but you want to have him on a lot more stacks than that. He needs to be your big damage dealer besides Malthael. Malthael's last ride is nice. He has got 1 kill with it thus far, which means a bit of a cooldown reduction, but you need a lot more than that, and Sul'jin has to be the one to carry the late game. And currently, I'm not so sure that he can. Sul'jin himself has died twice already. He's at 32,000 now. Malthael is way ahead of him with all of this. So, yeah. But okay. The problem is also the experience lead that we get for the team in red. So half a level until 20. That's another problem that they have to face eventually. More camps, and again, the attacks against Liam also not really doing too much because Liam is tough to kill. They were able to take him out once, but they are throwing a lot against him in an attempt to drop Blaze, and it's just not working most of the time. He is able to make it out. Now we have the next fight up at the top. Still not even 30, maybe now 30? Come on, Madara. Another auto attack or two and you got it. There it is. At least hitting the 30. Okay, so now we're talking. He hits the 30. They're still trying to get a kill. Diablo goes down, and with the Divine Shield, Malthael gets saved. That's the second stack for him. And then Sul'jin, no! Sul'jin gets absolutely murdered by Jaina. No chance for him to even activate Tazdingo. 9 kills, 2-8. Yeah, now we got level 20 of course for them as well. And they are again chasing, which Lucio just makes so much easier for them. Here's the Garden Terrors, they win the seed. They have the objective now. The bottom keep has already suffered damage, and the catapult is firing away. Garden Terror is going to take this one out 100%. They might lose more. It's tough news for Team Madara. That Sul'jin comp never really came together the way that they were hoping. It didn't get as much auto attack damage. Diablo just played through that super well. Uther gets murdered, has no level 20, has no redemption. This could be game right here. This could absolutely be game. They're going for Ultralisk in an attempt to take Malthael out, and they're able to pull it off. So, yep, this is bad news for the blue team, for Team Madara. Liam and his boys absolutely the driver's seat here in game number 1 with 12 kills to 3. They're looking fantastic, and they are able to take Sul'jin down once more. And that's obviously the end of the story, at least for game number 1. Extremely well done. 3 kills to 14, and that's the lead in the best of 3 series for Team Liam. Nicely done, GG. Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Map number 2, let's go! Team Liam in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. They've taken the 1-0 in Garden of Terror. And look who we have on the blue team side again. They're trying it again! Ultralisk this time, the one to play Sul'jin. We have June on Anduin, Caesar Salad on Johanna, Madara has switched over to Sylvanas, and Naz is playing Malthael. Sul'jin game number 2. On the right side, it's Hebi on Brightwing. We got Liam on Blaze. Yeah, he's looking blazing wherever he can. Gia on Falstad, so they're going for some globals. Kelsey on Lonara, and Tremor. Do I even have to mention which hero he plays? He is on Diablo again. So, here we are. Second Sul'jin game. They're like, alright boys, let's double down on this. It was not the hero, it was clearly just the opponent playing around us. This is more so the map where you actually expect Sul'jin, like he's been played here in the past quite a bit. If you can't get Vala with an auto attack, then we've seen a lot of teams that actually went for exactly that move. But it's still super interesting to me that they're trying this again. Maybe Ultralisk was just saying, you know boys, I'm gonna show you how you stack your baseline. This was embarrassing, let's go. But the problem is he dies. Oh my god. Instant kill. Gets instantly killed over here. I mean, he got a few stacks together. He got 5 already. Also went into Recklessness, so the same build that was played previously. He can also come in with the excuse that he doesn't have a double support here, so there's no Uther main tank for them. But I still gotta say, it was a nice kill from the red team. He traded for a lot of stacks though. That's already a decent amount of stacks that he got. Remember how long it actually took Madara in the last game. to go for the 6 stacks that he had there. So there is definitely a little bit of a difference. If he can continue that throughout the game is a very different question, and we're gonna of course watch out for it. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see what's currently happening here. So time will tell. But yeah, interesting interplays between these guys. Now, as the attacks are slowly starting to come in through the bottom of the map, we have topside also some pressure. Should force that in place earlier. But all of this is now going to continue as well, obviously, as everybody is trying to get ahead on structures. Take that wall out and just play around that a little bit slowly. So, currently what we're seeing is the top side push straight up for that first tower that they're going to try and drop here now. So far so good. Esper team is already moving back out here too. And, obviously, Suljin is still hunting for more stacks and auto connects, and that's what he gets against Vespertine now, against Liam. Level 4 talent kicks in, Bambi, Lunara. Yeah, there's the save, as Sylvanas found herself in a bit of trouble for a moment. But still, she's also fine. Yeah, and I mean, they need a whole lot more stacks for Suljin if they want to have a chance. So anything that they can get is fine. But look at the difference. That's 10 stacks already. Now, there was a little bit more brawling going on. Garden of Terror is a much bigger map where you can, of course, dodge against opponents much easier and play around them. But compare this to map number 1 and you will see that Suljin is now way more of a factor, or could be way more of a factor as this continues, because they already have 10 stacks on his level 1. So much easier access to his range increase, and then the chance to do some serious harm, especially to Diablo up at the front line. So those are a couple of the plays that he could now theoretically make. Down at the bottom right, we have the next push with Sylvanas. So always leveraging her to try and get some of these structures destroyed. Diablo pushing back in. And it's again these combos that we've seen in game number 2. I absolutely love them. They get another kill against Suljin with it. And it's just Tremor and Liam working extremely well. You have Diablo engaging, teeing it up for Blaze, and then that jet propulsion connects, and they get themselves a kill. And that has now happened multiple times here. Absolutely love the way that they're executing this. The timing couldn't have been more perfect, just around the objective, which means that at least the halftime show is an easy victory for them. Can they go further than that? Maybe. Time will tell if they can win the first Punisher, the first Immortal. But they're already doing a great job just keeping the pressure up, as they have done in previous encounters. So, nice little plays made by them. Now they just have to be able to properly follow up on all of it. Tremor also getting attacked here once again, now that the blue team is trying to defend as best as possible. Malthael also back up, so it's Malthael that can do a lot of damage against the Immortal, and they're trying to bring this back. As Diablo gets stunned, and Tremor, damn, that ragdoll got kicked off the screen. And now Suljin is asking Bambi if she wants some axe, and yep, that seems to be the case. So, alrighty. With that said and done, the aggression centers again around the Immortal of the blue team. But I gotta give some credit to Malthael. He's done a lot of damage on the other side, and he is reducing the shield significantly. It still seems highly likely that the red team gets Immortal number 1, but Malthael has done a lot here for the cause. Lunara is now dead too. They're throwing everything against the Immortal, and they grab it, but they lose Blaze too. So they lost 3 heroes in the process, and now Diablo dies again. Damn. Yep, that is Team Madara doing very well in this fight. Now they lose the objective, but they have done a pretty sexy job making the opponent pay for it. That was a high price they had to pay. And they destroyed the fort at the bottom of the map with the help of Sylvanas before now defending against the Immortal. So not really the start that the red team wanted. Winning the halftime show was pretty nice and made them look good initially, but now things are changing. So let's see if this is the moment where Team Madara can also leverage Suljin a little bit more and now take the advantage and, you know, bring this into a late game here on Battlefield of Eternity and then force game number 3. They have the lead in kills, they have the lead in experience, they have taken a structure lead too. Things are definitely looking better. Suljin with 19,000 is already top damage in the game ahead of Sylvanas, And Marcel, I mean, to be fair, Marcel is the lowest damage hero on the team. He's the one that didn't participate in the team fight, but only dealt with the Immortal. So, yeah, he did not get too much hero damage out. Nothing that they allowed him to do. It's gonna change once that he's part of the team fights, but for now, he is sadly last place. Red team steals the camp, good for them. And now, also hoping to do a little bit more through the bottom of the map, but did not really work. So, as it stands, we have topside, Nas taking the next camp. They got level 10 already. That gives us mind control. We have last rites again, Suljin with Taz Dingo, of course. So it is the usual talents that we're getting here. Mind control is fairly popular, especially on the NA server. And that potentially could also lead into some interesting comps with, let's say, a Blessed Shield thrown out, mind control as a follow-up. Always assuming that JoJo is going for Blessed Shield, because right now she's trying to be a little bit too cute. And it's like, I might pick Falling Sword, and well, she doesn't. There's also no reason to. If there was any stationary support, like Anna, maybe even Stukov on the other side, then you might want to argue for Falling Sword becoming an option in certain scenarios, but given the composition that gets played by Team Liam, that was never really in the cards. Thornwood Vines for Lunara, so they're starting to poke a bit against the front line, trying to get JoJo a little bit lower. There's the mind control, and last rites is denied by the right wing. Gets still stunned by the Immortal, so Diablo goes down, and so does Trashwing. That was a bit unfortunate, honestly. That was really unfortunate for Team Liam. If not for that, I mean, honestly, it was well done slowing them down and getting them into that spot. But this could have changed really. Yeah. Diablo getting killed here, and then the stun hitting Brightwing. That was definitely the end of that. But yeah, after the mind control, Brightwing immediately helping out and making sure that Diablo had a fighting chance to escape was pretty big. But that double kill just around the objective gives the blue team again a lead. This time the halftime show goes to them. It's not a big advantage, but it's certainly an advantage that they're running. And we have now Suljin on 33 stacks, so very, very different from what we observed in game number 1. He's starting to become a serious threat here. We're only 8.5 minutes in, and he's already completed his quest and is still stacking up on top of that. Is he gonna be able to become that late game menace and then really dish out the pain against Diablo? I don't know. Currently we have him at 28,000 damage, which easily makes him the top damage dealer in the game. Mind control again on Diablo. This time he might actually be able to get out. And what about Suljin? Has to pop his ult to survive. Still gets attacked. Is going to die here. But they might get some counter damage. And yes, they get a kill against Diablo with last rites from Malthael. But Suljin for now at least gone. Got a few more stacks thanks to his ult. He's sitting at 35 now. Every single point matters. You want to get that auto attack damage. You want to get as much as possible. You want to bring the pain as the game continues. And now we have a numbers advantage for the red team that they're attempting to leverage against Team Madara around the Immortal. Here's the moment, the chance. Lunara's a little bit low on mana. If she had more, there was a much better chance for them to get the damage out. But this is a bit tricky for them. Brightwing sustaining them throughout the fight, but now that Suljin is back to business, that's a different story. So now they're not so willing to just all go all out here. They fall back and they're about to lose another Immortal. Blue team lose Johanna, but they take the Immortal. So once again, I think a decent spot. Yeah, and taking these Immortals away now is actually pretty big. It's kind of the reversal what we've seen on the first Immortal. This time it is the blue team sacrificing some heroes. They get the Immortal at least. And the first Immortal was the exact opposite. Price was a little bit higher. But now that we are looking at a top side push with the elbow of Sylvanas, it could actually mean the second fort on the red team side. So that is a possibility here. Take down that second fort if you can. And well, let's see how that works. Currently, yeah, it seems like they're gonna get it. Looks actually pretty good for them. So there's the chance to take this out. Sylvanas is of course empowering any push that she's involved in very easily against structures. So that's 2 forts now destroyed. Blaze has moved down to the bottom of the map and is now trying to hearth out. He knew that there's a rotation coming, but he did a lot of damage to that bottom fort too. They're still unable to take one out. So the top fort, bottom fort, they're still both here. They know they're a little bit too late. Blaze is already back. Really a shocker. But with the globals, there are tools in the hands of the red team that they can use to deal with lanes when they are pushed by catapults. Especially, of course, Falstad. But the stacks on Suljin is more of a concern. Tremor is not going to be a fan. Tremor on Diablo won't be a fan here. That mind control was maybe a little bit too optimistic. It was one of those little bush checks. And to be fair, they're just using it with a 40-second cooldown before it has to be useful again in the next team fights, since the objective wasn't even announced yet. They're just saying, alright, worth a try. If somebody's actually sitting there, then we're going to get an easy kill. But that wasn't really the case. So, 73 stacks for Falstad. And Diablo is not stacked right now either. So if he dies in the next battle, he's going to be down for the entire duration again. So Trem has to also be careful and work on those stacks so that he's ready for the next Immortal battle. Because it will come 100% here. Now, already we're getting the Immortal spawning, has been announced now. And this one will be pretty important, because if now the blue team takes it, as they did the last one, and keep the heroes alive, they can push for a keep. And once that you're losing keeps and you haven't even taking a single fort out yourself, then it gets very, very difficult to maintain any of this. So, yeah, 7 kills, 2-4, 15 on both sides. Nobody has crossed over into 16 talents yet. Oh, that mind control was nibbling at Falstad. Yeah, that got close. But we have now Rasputin, Liam has to bunker up. Fight is there. And Blessed Shield. They're starting to come in with Condemn, Light Bomb. They want them. They want the fight. They want to force it. Last Rites. Sustained through. No kill. No kill, no second stack for Malthael. But now they are on the Immortal. Now they're trying to take the objective. Suljin with the auto attacks. Gets a lot of damage out here. Went into the Eye of Suljin on 13. Which is also kind of interesting. I mean, what does it even mean? Does it mean he didn't have any eyes before? Did he get LASIK? Or yeah, I don't know. 16 is ready, so Anduin turns into the pullout king and gets a second charge on his trade. He's able to save people even further. But this is going to be a halftime show. And yeah. Team Liam! They had a couple of really great... Oh, what a hit! I'm not sure if it's really going to matter, but that was still kind of sexy. So now the jet propulsion, there's the barbecue, and damn son, that backfired hard, didn't it? Suljin had to pop his ult, Sylvanas is dead, they were the ones engaging into the fight. Now we have Falstad flying in, casting Anduin into a corner, and that should be the end of the crybaby. Whoa, he's alive, and he's dead. Anduin goes down, Suljin is at least trying to get revenge here, can't quite. Oh, okay, Bambi, last rights, bunker. They're dodging everything. Oh boy, they really, really turned that fight. That was a catch with the mind control, and then they turned the entire battle, and they did it in absolutely perfect fashion. Yeah, even the last rights was dodged as he had bunker available. 45,000 damage now for Suljin. Has the stacks to come with it, but this is a halftime show victory. No, sorry, not a halftime show victory. It's an actual Immortal victory. They're claiming the entire thing. So, red team is able to take that. Gia is now pushing there again, down at the bottom of the map. Nas is starting to grab the next one. And with that, we now have 17 to 17 on the level board. Still very even on those numbers. It's really the structural damage and the infrastructure on the map where we have a big, big lead now still for the team in blue. But that might now change. That could actually change at this point. Because right now is when we're going to have the first fort fall at the top, and then it's just a question of how much further they can go here. Falstad has defended the bottom lane a little bit and is now making his way towards the top to try and help out here. They gust into the corner, they're hoping for some kills, and they have them in a really great spot. So, Barbecue is already out, Anduin is completely surrounded, has no chance there, no opportunity. Diablo gets hit by last rites and dies. Suljin might fall here, should fall honestly, and he does. Got a few more stacks together, but still dies, and Falstad somehow magically saved himself with Malthael dying. What a bloodbath. What an absolute bloodbath all of a sudden. Caesar Salad is the one to get out. The keep is getting attacked here, but this is just getting nasty. What a fight at that lane. And now maybe the chance to even go for a game. Are they going to try? It's a 5 versus 2 currently, and they have an opportunity, but they are falling back. They have the lead in the game now, and they're not willing to waste it on the core. The Immortal was nearly gone already as is. Suljin, he has the stacks, of course. You need to be very wary about him. But it's a 2 level... It's 2 levels until 20 for the blue team. Whereas with the 1 level advantage now for Team Liam, they have taken a significant lead here. They've taken some of the opponent's structures out. They've started to put themselves into a real good spot. And they actually put ahead in structures. They pulled ahead here. They've now taken a keep out. And that was important. Now, the next camp is already getting attacked. So they're trying to tee this up too. But what the red team is, of course, aiming for is level 20. They want to have Storm Talons. They want to have their Storm Talons. They want to see what they can do with it. They want to see if they're going to be able to force a fight around them and then potentially even end the game. Could happen before the next Immortal is even on the map. And the blue team, well, they're trying to push before level 20 talents are becoming a reality here. Which is a good idea, but the best that they can hope for here is to destroy the wall. This is where it's going to stop. Now, Storm Talons are going to be ready very, very soon. 2 stacks on Malthael's last rites means that he has a 10-second cooldown reduction. It's not really that great yet. If you use it in a team fight, you're unlikely to hit a second one in the same battle. This only becomes a thing once that you have way more stacks than that. But still, if they can get a quick kill, let's say against Diablo, we talked about it earlier, with Shulgin hitting the auto attacks, last rites follow up, there could definitely still be a chance for the blue team to bring this back force game number 3 and turn the series around. Reverse sweeps, we've had a few. Now, 20 is ready. Thornwood Vines gets upgraded. So at this point we have the Forest's Wrath and we have proper Wind Tunnel. So now they can gust them into a corner even further. Fawcett is already doing the damage over here. Same time, Suljin. He has the auto attacks. Oh, the Wind Tunnel! Ultralisk! He will have to ult up on this one. He's still fine. Still alive. Ults up. Tries to get a kill. Can he retreat? And the answer is maybe. Yeah, he gets the heal. Oh, that was clutch. If they lose Suljin here, then it's gonna be a disaster. But they're also getting massively close to level 20 now. And the halftime show hasn't even been hit yet. So this is actually not too bad for the blue team. Given the circumstances that they were in, they survived through the last fight with a huge talent disadvantage. Have now their own Storm talent, didn't lose anybody, and have an opportunity to bring this back with the next team fight. So there's actually some hope for them. And the red team needs to be very careful, because this can backfire. You gotta be super careful with this. So the attacks, they are coming. And while the blue team has lost a lot of the hit points of their own Immortal, they're now bringing it back. They're bringing the fight in here. And they're burning it down quickly. They got Malthael, they got Suljin, and the two of them are absolutely wreaking havoc on that hit point pool. I think they're taking it. It's a race, and it is a massive one. And it is the blue team that wins it. With 800 points. 888 to be exact. So they take the Immortal, and I don't think that Team Liam is too happy about that. I mean, the shield is vanishingly small, but I believe that the red team had a lot of hopes of just coming in here and crushing things and maybe even winning the game, and that has not manifested itself. So now the push at the top, 60,000 damage by now for Suljin. They're trying to follow. Condemn is there. No, they could go Light Bomb, and they do, but the coordination was off. Jojo moved towards the top just as Anduin loses Light Bomb, is not in range to provide the stun. Blessed Shield wasn't off cooldown either, so they couldn't use that. It's a bit of a weird one. But 20 versus 20 on the talents, 8 kills, 2-9. It's a game that could go either way. The one advantage is that Keep got taken out by Team Liam at the top lane. That's the one advantage that they have. But this is not a massive one. So this is a decent little advantage that you have, and it might play a role here. And obviously, it will play a huge role if you lose a big team fight. But you can still play around this. And as long as you have Soljin and you have all these stuns, there is a big threat against the opponent's front line that you could get in a team fight. Yeah, and the thing is also, if Ultralis gets targeted later, but he doesn't get stunned out, he can now, with the upgrade on level 20, easily use his ult and then get his entire hit point pool back. So he is really becoming an absolute menace in these fights unless they are able to burn him down quickly, use a poly or any other CC tool or stun to ensure that he is not able to get his ult through. Anduin is going to have a bit of a word in that conversation as well. But there are definitely some opportunities, quite a few, for the blue team to win the next fight and also win the entire game. Force game number 3 and then try and see if you can turn the match. So are we going to get that? It's a possibility. I mean, right now we have everyone just trying for some small advantages, trying to make plays around camps, trying to see if they can catch somebody in a bush or double, face checking a bush, whatever it may be. They're all looking for small opportunities to try and get the numbers advantage for the next objective. And the Immortals are here. Immortals are in the game now, and this is really where the shit's gonna hit the fan for the team. They gotta do something here. Mind control attempt already. Whoa. Malthael is losing hit points quickly over here. I mean, real quickly. So Malthael has to be careful. Halftime show race is on. It is on like Lotharon. And it seems like it's nearly even. Small lead for the blue team. Good for them. You know, maybe they're bringing this back. Maybe they got it. Who knows? Still, I would love for Malthael to be a little bit more stacked than that. He would have had a much bigger impact in some of these fights. Mind control against Diablo is already there. There's the Hellgate. Barbecue. Anduin is dead. That's the problem. Suljin with the ult gets a lot of damage out here. Gets a lot of stacks in. But Diablo attacks him. And that's again this delicious combo that we're getting over and over again from Diablo and Blaze. They execute it again. Stun into stun. And while it costs Blaze his life, they also take Suljin out. The battle isn't over yet though. They're still trying to chase them here. Big wave at the top going for the core. It could be Winion time here as this gets attacked. But there's the mind control on Diablo. And they take Tremor out. The Brightwing follows. And the blue team is really putting the work in. But they're losing points on the core. Somebody has to go back. One catapult, thankfully for them, is the only thing that does do damage here. But what a series now. I mean, this map is getting crazy. Malthael gets actually killed by Falstad as they all went a little bit deep here. Now we have 2 alive on the red team side and only 3 for their opponents. But they're still moving in and saying, hey, maybe we can sneak the Immortal. That's exactly what they're currently doing here. So the 3 are slowly coming back in. Wind Tunnel is already being used. They want to cheese it. They want to grab it at all costs right now. There's mind control. Is Falstad going to die as a result? And the answer is yes. Falstad is down, and that is 4 stacks now for Malthael. Totally different story all of a sudden. The core is down to 62% for the blue team, but they get the Immortal. Little bit of a risky play that was currently was done there by the red team. Not sure. They got it. Sorry. The red team got it. Red team got the Immortal. I'm not sure if that was worth it, though. I'm really not sure. They threw everything against the Immortal in order to grab it, and they were able to take it. But while Suljin is now defending at the bottom of the map, the rest of the team is currently pushing and hoping to get the keep. I mean, you gotta decide how you want to play this. It's a 5 versus 3 now. I suppose it was worth it at the end of the day for Team Liam to get the Immortal, but damn. Might have been easier to give the Immortal up and not lose those heroes, you know. Hindsight always being 20/20, I think they made the right choice here, but it was pretty clutch. It was very, very close. If they die and don't get the Immortal, can you imagine? That would have been game. So they are going for a big risk, and it kind of works out for them. But this game is something. This game is absolutely something. 14 kills to 12. We have 26 kills now. Kill a minute at this point. 60 stacks for Suljin. Damage output is at 69,000. Nice. And 63,000 for Malthael. Of course, now has a 20-second cooldown reduction, so he's looking way better on that. The top damage goes to Lunara now. She's in a battle with Suljin for top damage on the game. Look at Falstead. He's at the top lane. So he's escorting this in against the core. That's the problem. You have a global against you, and you've already taken 38% damage on your main structure. Malthael, therefore, had to retreat and get back here. This is a crazy map. I mean, damn, this is a hot one. So, here's the wind tunnel. Can they engage and get something done here? They go for Diablo again, or at least they try. It's always that mind control that comes together. Yeah, but again, nobody is dying. They have to deal with a double catapult at the top, because now we're 26 minutes into the game. And these bad boys, they hurt. They absolutely hurt. So, the shield is removed, but no more points are falling. But it is just wild. This is a wild game. It's honestly incredible. We're going down to another Immortal. We're likely going to hit nearly 30 minutes in this game. I think it's safe to say, unless something crazy happens in the team fight, whoever wins the Immortal here is going to win the actual game. Uh-oh! No! Not like this! No! Oh my god, this could possibly decide the game. Not like that. They're able to catch it. Now they're chasing. They want the fight. That's insane. And they get Suljin. Suljin is dead. Didn't even have a chance to get his ult either. Oh my god. After fighting so hard the entire time to get back into the game and make your big plays, and this now is what happens. That's just nasty. Now it's a 5 versus 4. Malthael obviously bought back. But boy, 69 stacks for Malthael. Nice. But he's dead. He's dead, and now others might follow. That's a little bit heartbreaking, honestly. Red team, of course, now with a perfect opportunity. They are going to lose the keep down at the bottom of the map. This is going to fall 100%, but they just care about the Immortal. They only care about the Immortal here. This is the big thing that they are trying to do now. Win the Immortal with a big shield and then just end the game. Just go in and end it. Blue team is throwing everything they have against them, but wow, it might just not be enough. That bottom lane is pushing against the core, by the way, now. So yeah, bot lane is pushing against the core, is already doing its thing here. They're defending well. Suljin is back, and that core is losing hit points too. Winions are going to take this game. Mark my words, it's going to happen eventually. 65% against 62. Whoa, what is happening here? It's so close. And again, we are basically reset. Now each team has one keep left. Yes, the halftime show is much closer. Sorry, not the halftime show. The victory in the Immortal is much closer for the red team, but they still have to somehow break through and win that fight. And if you lose a team fight now, even if you win the Immortal, the opponent will just cross the map and end the game. That's where we're at right now. That's what's happening here. Mind control, and it's always being shut down here, time and time again. Damage output, 88,000. Look at Lunara, 99,000 currently. So, yeah, she's bringing big damage. 6-digit club any second. Sylvanas is at the top. Take the catapults out. They can't allow them to get to the core, or this is going to be game. Winions would take it for sure. Lunara has crossed over into the 6-digit club. Surpassed the 100,000. Suljin is soon going to do the same. Yeah, Immortal is taken. It's a big shield. They have to win the team fight now. With the Immortal claimed by the red team, the blue team has to win the team fight or it's over. They can't defend against this Immortal. It's not happening. 30 minutes in, and an Immortal plus a 5-man is pushing. You have to take that fight, and you have to take it now. It's a shitty battle to take. But what else are you going to do? They're trying to backdoor. They're trying to backdoor. We have a backdoor from the blue team. They're attempting to backdoor here. They have Suljin, and he has his ult still up. So they can try. The Hearth is happening. Some of them are already retreating. Malthael is stopping Blaze, but the rest is coming in. Falstead does not have his ult. Falstead doesn't have his ult, but Sylvanas is already gone. 50%! Suljin! Ultralisk! He has his ult used and he's dead at 29%. No! 29%, 22. They're so close. 20%. It's not happening. It was the only play that they still had and it backfires. And now it's a win. It's a W for the team in red. Team Liam is able to take the series with a 2-0 victory. Nicely done, GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.